The 6.0 5-star selector lets you pick a free 5-star character, but with 8 options, who's actually worth it for your account? Each standard 5-star offers something different, whether it's healing, damage, support or flexibility. And in this video, I'll break down every single one. Their roles, strengths, weaknesses, standout constellations and whether they're worth picking up at C0. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple, quick and honest. Let's get into it. Mona is a burst focused support who shines in Quickswap and Nuke teams. Her elemental burst applies an omen debuff that massively boosts your team's damage, especially in reaction heavy comps like Vaporize, Freeze or Electro Charged. Paired with Thrilling Tales and Noblesse Oblige, she's a staple in one-shot setups and quick rotation teams. Quickly going over some of her strengths, she still provides one of the strongest team-wide damage buffs in the game, is excellent in teams that rely on elemental reactions, fits well in short rotations and doesn't require much field time, and she's also really simple to build, just meet her ER needs to burst when necessary. However, she does possess weaknesses, as she needs the right team to maximize her value and can feel awkward to use if your timing or rotation isn't practiced. She's also a purely offensive support, offering no healing or defensive utility. Her most notable constellations include a C1, which buffs all Hydro-related reactions after her burst lands, offering great value, and a C4 boosts crit rate against enemies under her Omen debuff. This is arguably her most valuable constellation. Overall, Mona brings a lot of value even at C0, especially if you like seeing big numbers. Pick Mona if you're on a strong burst support or are chasing her powerful constellations. Avoid her if you already run strong buffers or need survivability in your team. Diluc was one of the earliest 5-star DPS characters and still delivers a no-nonsense playstyle. With Pyro Infusion from his burst and a triple skill combo, he works well in Melt and Vaporize team, and recently found new life in Plunge teams thanks to Shan Yun. He offers a straightforward and satisfying Pyro DPS playstyle, and as mentioned earlier, his burst runs Pyro Infusion, making reactions easy to trigger. Couple that with low ER needs, he's easy to run without needing extra support, allowing him to still be viable with proper investment. However, he is outclassed by newer pyro carries such as Mawika and Arlecchino, and it still does feel like there is no weapon that's tailor-made to his kit. He also doesn't bring much team utility beyond raw damage. Some of his standout constellations include his C1, which gives bonus damage against enemies above 50% HP, a minor buff that's pretty situational. His C2 increases attack and attack speed when taking damage, and apparently this takes effect even when he is shielded. Diluc still holds up if you want someone straightforward and reliable. Pick Diluc if you enjoy a clean, classic pyro DPS with no gimmicks. Avoid him if you already have stronger pyro units or want more versatility. Tighnari is a quickswap Dendro DPS who focuses on landing fast level 2 charge shots. His kit rewards rapid execution and he shines in spread or aggravate comps. While he's not the flashiest, his low field time and consistent damage make him a reliable option. He has fast charging charge shots with great single target damage, excels in spread or aggravate teams with strong Dendro application, and possesses very low energy requirements, meaning he can get his burst off frequently. His weaknesses include his reliance on his skill to unlock quick charge shot, which can interrupt flow if mistimed. He has limited AoE and is less impactful in mob heavy content, and for some his playstyle can feel repetitive or clunky without proper timing. C1 boosts his charge shot crit rate, while C2 grants a Dendro damage bonus when enemies are inside his skill field. C4 adds team-wide elemental mastery and turns him into a decent support option. Overall, Tighnari is great at what he does and doesn't need constellations to perform. Pick Tighnari if you're on a quickswap Dendro DPS with great uptime and reactions. Avoid him if you dislike the charge shot playstyle or prefer wider AoE coverage. Jean is one of the original Anemo characters in Genshin and she still holds up remarkably well. With strong team-wide healing and access to Viridescent Venerer for resistant shred, she fits comfortably into a wide variety of teams even in the modern meta. Simple to build, easy to play and often underrated. Her healing scales with attack making her easy to build. She has excellent synergy with Furina for stacking fanfare, and as mentioned she can equip Viridescent Venerer to shred enemy elemental resistance. She's also reliable and effective at C0, although Jean has some notable cons. Her crowd control only works on lighter enemies, and she lacks modern mechanics like off-field damage or buffs, meaning that outside of healing and VV shred, she doesn't offer much unless you customize her. Her most notable constellations include a C1 which boosts the pull speed and damage of her skill, quite niche but nice for fall damage. Her C2 gives your whole team attack and movement speed when she picks up particles, great for DPS units who rely on normal attacks to deal their damage. And her C4 reduces Anemo resistance in a burst field, very strong if you run Anemo DPS characters like Xiao. Ultimately, Jean works great even at C0. Pick Jean if you want a reliable healer who also boosts your team damage. Avoid her if your team already has healing covered or you want a more modern support. Dehya is a bit of a wild card. She brings off-field pyro application, interruption resistance and even damage redirection that can keep your on-field unit alive. While her performance at C0 is underwhelming, her potential grows significantly with key constellations, especially C1 and C2. Her pros are that she provides off-field pyro application and interruption resistance, can self-heal once her HP is below a certain threshold, fits into multiple roles as a support, sub-DPS or tank if needed, and constellations like C1 and C2 offer meaningful power boost. However, her cons are that she needs constellations to feel impactful, especially as a damage dealer. Long cooldowns and slow pyro application also limit her consistency, not to mention that her damage redirection can backfire if healing isn't managed. She also still lacks strong synergy in many modern team comp. C1 gives her a big bonus damage scaling from HP, which makes her feel much more like a real DPS. C2 boosts the uptime and power of her skill, great for support focused builds. C4 provides improved self-healing and energy generation, making her a more complete unit. C6 unlocks her best DPS potential, but it is locked behind 6 copies. Look, Dehya isn't bad, she's just awkward. Her best self lives behind constellations. Pick Dehya if you want a flexible off-field pyro unit and already have some constellations. Avoid her if you want strong performance at C0 or don't feel like working around her limitations. Mizuki is the newest addition to the standard banner and brings a very calm, easy to use support kit. She takes the field to trigger swirls and heal teammates using snack pickups from her burst. While her floating state feels unique, it does come with a few restrictions. But let's get into her pros first. She's extremely easy to build, just stack EM and a bit of ER. She can also provide VV Shred and off-field healing through her burst. The C2 and C4 improve her support utility, and she's a strong driver for reaction-based teams. Her cons include low personal damage, especially without constellations. Her floating state also disables her normal and charged attacks. You also need to manually pick up her healing snacks, and she doesn't fit seamlessly into all team styles. Her most notable constellations include a C1, which adds damage scaling based on EM, mildly boosting her swirl value. C2 gives a universal elemental damage bonus to allies, a great support bump. C4 improves her healing and restores energy, while C6 grants swirls a set crit rate and crit damage. Overall, Mizuki is comfy, flexible and performs surprisingly well with just a bit of investment. Pick Mizuki if you want a low effort swirl support who also heals. Avoid her if you prefer fast paced combat or don't need another Anemo support. Keqing is all about speed and style. She zips across the field with a skill and unleashes fast electro-infused attacks. While she's been power crept by stronger DPS units, she still offers a satisfying high actions per minute playstyle. Her fast attacks and high mobility make her fun and fluid to play, while her burst has a short cooldown, low cost and great iframes. The teleport skill is useful for dodging or exploring, and electro reactions like aggravate give her a decent scaling. Although stamina-heavy charged attacks can limit her uptime. She also requires solid investment to feel strong in modern content, and she has been outclassed by newer electro DPS options. Not to mention, her constellations are underwhelming and don't shift her ceiling much. Speaking about her underwhelming constellations, C1 adds minor AoE damage, C4 gives a 25% attack buff after triggering electro reactions, nice but basic, while C6 stacks electro damage bonus with every action. Her best constellation but still not great. Keqing is smooth and fun but not meta breaking. Pick Keqing if you love fast stylish swordplay and want an electro DPS. Avoid her if you already have stronger carries or want better damage returns. Qiqi is pure healing, no more, no less. Her skill applies a healing on hit aura and her burst drops a massive heal across the team. She offers almost no damage or supportive utility, but if all you want is to keep your team alive, she gets the job done, as she is one of the strongest raw healers in the game. Her healing applies with every hit, which is perfect for on-field attackers, and she's simple to use and build, no complex rotation or setups. But she has a long skill cooldown and low cryo application, poor energy generation, brings no buffs, shields or off-field presence, and still haunts players by showing up on limited banners. Her notable constellations include C1, which slightly helps with energy generation, and her C6 revives the whole party on burst, although it's only usable once every 15 minutes. Basically, Qiqi does exactly one thing: heal, and she does it extremely well. Pick Qiqi if you're on a comfy, no-fuss healer who can keep your team alive forever. Avoid her if you already have a solid healer or want any kind of utility. At the end of the day, every account is different, but if you're looking for the strongest overall value, I think Jean, Mona, Mizuki and Tighnari are the top tier picks. They're either super flexible, strong at C0 or add something meaningful to most team comps. If you're missing a solid DPS and like straightforward gameplay, Diluc and Keqing can still hold their own. Just know they're a bit outpaced by newer units. Dehya has potential, especially with constellations, but her kit takes some work to get the real value out of. And Qiqi? Look, she heals. She heals a lot. But unless your account is desperate for a healer, you're probably better off picking someone else. Hopefully this helps you figure out which standard 5-star suits your account best. Let me know in the comments who you're picking, or if you're still torn, I'll try to help you decide. If you found this helpful, a like or sub would mean a lot, as I've got more content coming for 6.0, including a full ranking of every standard character. Thanks for watching and good luck with your selector. Bye bye.